Good day, guys. We are going to talk about news item, and now you meet me again with Mr. Andreas Widyohantoro from SMA Cyprus 4. Okay, today we are going to discuss relating to news item. Yeah, you have to know first, why do we study it actually? Yes, what for? Second, actually what is news item? You have to know what is news item. And the third, where can we find it? Or in the form of what that we can find news item. And fifth, how can we make some of news item? And the E, how do we know that it is good news? Now we go to the first. But before we study about it, you have to see of this.
Hello, good morning, viewers. Welcome back to the BBC World News. With latest news reports from all around the world on Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. We bring several information that happening during this week. And here is the top headline. Supernatural action to help citizens during the coronavirus pandemic. Now with me, Shanti Energy and here is the details. Humanity action was carried out by Widyohantoro, a 36 years old now from Tahiti, South Sulawesi, carried out a humanity action in the form of distributing masks to residents in need. And the main target was the motorized vehicle drivers. Interestingly, Rudy performed his action wearing a Spider-Man virtual costume. On Thursday, October 5th, 2020, Rudy said that at first he wanted to distribute those masks to residents.
Okay, you see that in that video, actually you have experienced about it every day. In internet, on television, you must face them every day. So it is one of the example of news item. And then go to the next. Now, every day you see someone sells on the crossroad about what? Yes, newspaper. Yeah, in Palembang there is Sumex, there is Seripo. Now, in Western countries or in Europe or in America, one of the example is the Daily Telegraph. And then, have you ever heard about it?
Good morning, Indonesia. It's a sunny day on Wednesday morning, the 5th of April 2017. This is Ursula Husreda serving you the hottest and the most leading news of the hours in Hakka News. Widyohantoro, chairman of an NGO called Jema Mitra, highlights the use of dynamite in catching fish or fish bombing by a number of fishermen in Southeast Minahasa, North Sulawesi. He is concerned that the bass fishing threatens the region's tourism sector. Bass fishing throughout the waters of Southeast Minahasa can have a negative effect on the region's tourism sector. Video revealed that the region is not only the top local tourist attraction, but also in the whole North Sulawesi province.
Okay. Do you listen to your radio every day? I don't think so, because now radio is said to be out of date. But every day on the radio you're going to listen that kind of news, sometimes in English, and most of Indonesia using Indonesian. Now we are going to ask, why do we study about news item? First, In our daily life, we interact with other people. Yes, we must meet other people, or we must conversate with other people, or we must talk to other people. So in talking to others, we are going to inform about something or events of the day that is important to be known by other people. We are going to inform what we have heard, what we have seen, what we have read. So we have to deliver the information accurately. So what is actually news item? Yeah, news item is a text which informs readers about events of the day. But you have to consider that the events are considered newsworthy or important. If it is not important, don't deliver it. In every newspaper, the information must be important. And then the next, where can we find news item? There are two kinds of news item text. The first is written and the second spoken. The written one, usually we read in newspaper or magazine or internet. Every day when we open our handphone, we open the browser, we are going to read some of the information there, from the most important until the less important one, but most of them are important. And the second is the spoken, that we can hear in radio or watch the television, and of course when we watch on the internet. Yeah, on the internet every day we can see news item. But how can we make it? In structuring news item, there is a good order of news item. We cannot make it as we want, but good news item will have the first, the title or the headline, the second, main event, and then after that the elaboration or the background, the participant, time, place, and the last is the resource of information. Now, actually, what is title? I'm sorry. Title, it can be the headlines, is the small part or the small part of the news item is put on the top of the information. Usually it can be seen easily because it has large font and it is usually represents of the information, represent all the information. Second is the main event, or is called as newsworthy event. Yeah, the first part is called as newsworthy event. It tells us about the core. Is the news worth enough to discuss? It can be seen from the first part of the structure of news item. The next is the background event, or You have to know the background, the participant, the time, the place of the event or the circumstance to happen, who involved, whom, the object, what happened. You are going to talk about all that involves there, or it is called as elaboration. And the third is the resource information. It must contain of the commentator, the witness, but they must know, or they knows well, or experts to the event. So it must based on the data of the person who or whom involves there. You cannot ask what. And then the next. Now, how do we know that it is good news? First, the main point, it must be based on fact, not gossip. So, there must be experts, knows everything in the event. It must have first short information in the title or headline. Only short. But the title, the headline actually represents all the information below. Second, focus on an event. So only one event is told or is informed in the news item. There will be no many informations told there. Just focus. The third, dominant using saying verbs or behavioral process. For example, there must be some of the information is informed, quoted, said, informing, etc. And the next is news item is generally using action verb. Hit, run, swim, through. Now, you may use verb 2, you may use verb 1 as the experts or the witness says. The next is temporal conjunction. Firstly, then, next, after that, to show about the time happens. To show when it happens, what happened next, what happened before. Here I have some of the examples that I took from the internet. You may get your own example from the internet. Okay, thank you very much for joining in this English class. We are going to talk any other topic next time, but today we have learned relating to news item. Thank you very much for joining in this class. Good day and have a healthy life.